Review the Monkees album Christmas Party. It was released in 2018. It had a lot of different producers, so I'm not going to bother listing them all off. I didn't get this album until 2 or 3 years after it first came out, but I did listen to it right when it came out. I was kind of in the middle of my big Monkees phase right when they put this out. So I think I listened to it on YouTube or Spotify or something a couple times before I got it. So I kind of knew most of this going into it, and I'm just not the biggest fan of Christmas music, so I put off getting it for a long time. But there were 2 or 3 songs on here that I listened to quite a bit before I got this album. To me, I don't know, it's kind of a strange album. It turned out, or ended up being their last studio album, and kind of weird to go out on a Christmas album. I get why they wanted to do a follow-up after Good Times, because I think it had been pretty successful, and I know critically at least people seem to like it. So it makes sense that they wanted to do a follow-up, but doing a Christmas album to me doesn't really make a lot of sense. If I had to guess, I feel like they probably did this because the Davey vocals that they had that weren't used were from Christmas songs. So I feel like they kind of just were well, what Davey songs could we put on an album if we were going to do an album? And they just had these 2 Christmas songs, so they're oh, we're going to do a Christmas album. I mean, I don't know if that's what happened, but that's just what I would guess, because other than that, making a Christmas album doesn't really seem to make sense to me. And it's it's a weird album. It's almost more of a Mickey solo album. He's the most prominently featured person on here. And I mean, the other guys didn't play a lot or contribute a lot instrumentally to Good Times, but on here there's almost no contribution of any of that kind of stuff. So it seems like all of their involvements were kind of scaled back in this one as compared to the last one. And I know that Peter wasn't in the best of health around the time of doing this, because I mean, he died not very long after this came out. From what I remember, but yeah, it just doesn't seem like it was quite as I don't know, put together as the other album. This one seems like it was more kind of tossed off than Good Times was, and it seems to kind of exist more as a reaction to the success of Good Times. That said, I am still kind of, I don't know, I'm glad it exists. I'm glad that we got one more Monkees studio album, and it does have some stuff on it, and I think it's got a cool cover. So there are good things about this album, but it's a Christmas album, so it's not one of my favorites. It opens with Unwrap You a Christmas by Andy Partridge, sung by Mickey Dolenz. So yeah, they had some of the people who wrote songs on the last album come back and write Christmas songs for this album. And of those songs, I kind of feel like this is the most successful. At least to me, it's the catchiest. Easily my favorite song on the album. It's a really catchy song, good performance by Mickey. I've always liked that one a lot. It's kind of the only song on the album that I listen to a lot, outside of the album. The second track, What Would Santa Do, is by Rivers Como, sung by Mickey. This one's kind of weird lyrically, but I like the bass line. It's not bad. It's a catchy song. It's not one that I put on outside of the album really, though, which is really pretty much all of this album. The third track, Mele Kaliki Maka by Robert Alexander Anderson, is sung by Davey. And this one, I don't know, this is one of the songs that I shouldn't like, but I really do, because it's really cheesy, and that's probably why I like it. There's something funny to me about Davey singing this. It's he's kind of the perfect person and the worst person to sing it at the same time, because it on the one hand it fits with his whole I don't know, Broadway singer kind of thing he's got going on, but on the other hand he's got the British accent and stuff, which just doesn't work with a song about Hawaii. So I don't know, it's really funny to me for some reasons. So I don't know, I like it. I think Davey gives a good vocal. It's really cheesy. So I kind of enjoy this one from, I guess, an ironic standpoint, but I don't know, it's fun. So the fourth track, House of Broken Gingerbread, is by Adam Schlesinger and Michael Chabon. I'm going to butcher some of these people's names, so sorry. This one's sung by Mickey, and it's kind of a weird, like, downer especially after coming after a song that's, like, kind of funny. And then they just go into, like, kind of a darker sounding, more serious Christmas song. So that's kind of weird. I don't know, it stands out as kind of a weirdly dark track for a Christmas album, but it's kind of cool. The fifth track, The Christmas Song, by Bob Wells and Mel Tormey. Probably butchered that too. This one's sung by Mike. It's nice. It's got some cool pedal steel in it. I think Mike gives a pretty good vocal, so I like that one as well. Six track Christmas Party by Peter Buck and Scott McCaughey. I can't read my handwriting on that one. This one's sung by Mickey. It's got some cool instrumental parts, some catchy parts of the song. It's not bad, just doesn't make like a huge impression. Seventh track, Jesus Christ by Alex Chilton, sung by Mickey. Has some nice guitar and instrumental parts vocally. It's a little repetitive, but it's not bad or anything. The eighth track, I Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day by Roy Wood, sung by Mickey. Another one that's kind of catchy, not bad. Not a lot to say about a lot of these songs. They're, I don't know, Christmas songs. The ninth track is Silver Bells by Jay Livingston and Ray Evans. It's sung by Davey. It's fine. Davey's vocal's good. The 10th track, Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney. This one, it's sung by Mickey. It's a fine cover. I mean, I like the song, so that probably kind of helps it. I don't think it's better than the original. I don't know. That's a weird song for me because it's one that, like, the first few times I heard it, I really hated it, and then it's like grown on me since then, and now I like it. So yeah, that one's not bad. The 11th track, Snowfall by Claude Thornhill and Ruth Thornhill, is sung by Mike. And this one's cool. It's kind of a really, like, just chill sounding song. Reminds me of some of Mike's, like, later solo stuff with, like, the arrangement he did to it and stuff. The 12th track, Angels We Have Heard on High, was traditional with lyrics by Peter Tork and James Chadwick. This is Peter's only song on here, and I know his health wasn't that good and stuff. I don't know what they did to his vocal on here, but it sounds really weird, like really robotic. That's kind of the only problem I really have with this song, though. Other than that, like, I actually really like this one. I think it's catchy. I really like the banjo to it and the kind of arrangement he did with it, especially the banjo. The banjo is really cool. But yeah, I don't know, the vocal just sounds really weird and robotic. Once I have kind of like gotten used to it, I don't really mind it now. And I know he was going through some stuff, and I think he had cancer around in like the area that would affect your singing. So I don't want to be too hard on it. I'm just glad that they did whatever they could do to get it out there so that he got a song on the album. But yeah, the vocal does sound kind of weird on it, kind of robot-like, so I'm not sure what they did to it. But this one, for me, is actually kind of a highlight. And I don't know, I've just always really liked it. And I kind of feel like that it should have closed the album because the next track, the 13th final one, Merry Christmas Baby by Lou Baxter and Johnny Moore, I think it is. My handwriting's terrible. Sung by Mickey, and I don't know, it's okay, but it's not a great closer. I just think that the one before it would have made a better closer. And really, it's probably my least favorite track on the album. And I have a version with two bonus tracks. The first one, I have no idea how to pronounce the name, but it's this almost like chant that they're doing, and I think it was recorded back like during the TV show years, so it's pretty cool. And then the 15th track, Christmas Is My Time of Year, is by Howard Kalin and Chip Douglas. It is cool. I like this one a little more than Merry Christmas Baby, so I probably would have like put this on the album and kept that as a bonus track. But they're not like essential bonus tracks, but they're kind of cool. So yeah, Christmas Party, not a bad album. Just Christmas albums aren't really my thing, and it's kind of weird that their last album was a Christmas album, but I'm just glad that they got another album out with like something from all of them. That and it's a pretty good album still, not quite as good as the album that came before it. I think that it seems like stuff kind of came apart on this one a little bit, and they tried to do like the formula of Good Times, and it just didn't quite work as well. But yeah, and I don't think all of that's down to it like being a Christmas album. I think that it just seems like whatever was going on with the guys at the time, it doesn't seem like they were as unified in the making of this album. So it definitely comes off as more of a Mickey solo album almost. But yeah, not bad. Definitely don't start here. I would only like seek this out if you're a big Monkees fan and you like Christmas music.